Good morning, Paul Case here. Let's see, it's February 19th. It's a Wednesday. I'm trying to get my coffee all in me. I want to say this just right so I don't insult anybody. I want to extend an invitation. You see what that is? I want to extend an invitation this morning to a guy named Mike who can sit in some big city somewhere and insult the people who handles his food, which my dad told me was never a good idea. Mike, I live on a beef cattle ranch. We've grown poultry for big companies. We grow our own beef. My family's been on this place for about 100 years. And Mike, if you want to liken us to being simple people who don't know nothing, I would invite you to come to my place and spend a day with me. You'll go back to New York City and hope you never see the country again after trying to do what I do in a day. So let's go feed some cows. Get in my 20-year-old truck named Mildred. See if we can't go find some cows to feed. Maybe we can understand a little reasoning why somebody would do the job that I do. So what about it, Mike? Would you ride in a 20-year-old truck? I got my doubts. I think you're too uppity. I don't think you got an idea where your food comes from either. And there may only be 2% of the world's population or the United States population taking care of growing our food. But friend, I think you ought to value those folks, because without them, you're going to be back to hoeing a garden. And I'm kind of liking what Ike said. It's easy to be a farmer when your shovel is a pencil. A little more difficult when you're out here doing the real thing. Oh, did you see that? There's a bump in the road, Mike. You might be going to hit a bump in the road trying to run for president of this country if you don't have the support of those who live in the breadbasket. Oh, by the way, did I mention it's freezing temperatures today? Mike, do you ever go out and get in a cold truck when the temperatures are freezing? What about driving through the mud, Mike? You ever do that so you could get some hay to your cows so you can make a life for your family and raise your kids? Did you ever do that, Mike? My guess is you never even were the guy who turned the crank on a lathe to the direction of the arrow in a factory to earn a living. But then again, Mike, I don't know much about you. I don't think you and I get along very well, Mike. I was reading this morning about how you feel about having guns. I want to tell you something. If a guy don't have a gun in my profession, he's crippled, because we have to do away with predators that would harm our livestock. And I'm sure a New York City millionaire could think of something better to do with all this land than grow grass and all that. You might, I don't know, you might pave it, build a factory or something, but one of these days we're going to be missing all this readily available and reasonable priced food we have in our country. And Mike, I do this, believe it or not, because I like it. Can't believe that you would get on nationwide TV and say that farmers didn't have much gray matter because it didn't take much of that to be a farmer. Friend, it takes more brain than what you got any idea about. Oh, by the way, I got it easy. My growing up years, we did this on a tractor when it was this cold. And for the longest time, we never had one with a cab. And we handled our hay with 2 square bales. We were happy to get to do it because we wanted to take good care of our livestock. But today we'll be in this cushy 20-year-old truck. Probably wondering why I own a 20-year-old truck, aren't you, Mike? Could be because that's what I can afford on what y'all pay for beef in this country. I usually don't do this one-handed, so this will probably take forever. Make no mistake, Mike, I'm good at this, though. I know how to use a knife. My dad taught me years ago. You carry a pocket knife, Mike? You'd have trouble making it around here, friend. Sorry about setting you there to look at the top of my truck, Mike. But I had to take care of these strings because I like to keep my place looking good. And I don't want plastic strings and net wrap blowing all up and down the road. So I take good care of my strings. They all go back there in a little wad. Now, since I'm not feeling very appreciated by those who might be running for president, I'm gonna tell you I am appreciated by a herd of 36 cows. Yesterday it was 5 calves. Look at what we did there, Mike. We unrolled that bale. That's 1,000 pounds of hay I put out there for my cows today. I'm gonna put a little bit more out when they all get up here. Silk, 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 silk. Come on, silk, silk, silk. It's cold this morning and they don't want to have to come over here either, I guess. I'm gonna brush the rest of this hay off the back of old my 20-year-old truck, Mike, so I can be a good steward of what I've been given, because it's valuable. If I didn't have it, I'd be having to buy it so I could feed my cows, even though apparently I don't know much. Hey, look at that right there. We still haven't warmed up enough, but now the heater's just starting to get warm. This steering wheel's really cold. They don't want to come out of the woods very bad today. I'll wait till I get all up here so I can count them, because I want to take good care of my stuff. I also try to take good care of those people who have products that I need or want. I'm not really thinking that I'm going to appreciate the government too much when somebody's in charge of it that don't have no idea about leadership or agriculture, or think that agriculture is as simple as digging a hole in the ground and putting a seed in it and putting dirt on top of it and watching the corn grow. It don't work that way around here. We have to plan years ahead, so that we got enough grass to feed our cattle, and so that we got enough hay to feed our cattle, so that people who can buy it or who want it can buy quality beef to feed their families for dinner. May seem pretty slow paced, but right here's the most worthwhile thing that I'm doing today, making sure that all my cows are doing good. See, we're in the middle of calving season, and sometimes you have to know what you're doing in order to help a cow have a calf and to raise one. But I reckon that you don't know anything about that, do you, Mike? Well, I want to say, you can come to Oklahoma and learn about that. I'd be happy for you to ride around in my 20-year-old truck with me for a day, but I don't suppose you'll take the time to do that. didn't get them all. I've got to go do this all over again. But there you can see some of the new baby calves these cows have been having. As they run and play because they've been well fed and taken care of. Anyway, Mike, the invitation's open. Get a hold of me by email. Welcome to come see what goes on. Because obviously, you've not been informed about this stuff. And in the famous words of a country comedian named Jerry Clower, it seems to me, sir, that you've been educated beyond your intelligence. Thanks for watching.